Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hi, I'm Jason with Jason Pollock. I am not Jason. Join Jason and Justin back in the green room as they talk with some of their favorite folks from the entertainment industry. And now, the man you haven't been waiting for, Jason Pollock.
Hey, I apologize for that extreme close-up just now. Nobody needs to see that. But yeah, thank you for watching Hi, I'm Jason. Why is it called that? Because nobody freaking knows me until you hear the name of this show. Hi, I'm Jason. Well, I'm going to bring out my world, my everything, my familiar for those of you who watched that vampire series, my toenail clipper, my musical accompanist, Justin Gonzalez. Come on out.
Oh, hey everybody.
Justin, you're being overdubbed again. How are you?
You know, I don't know what it is with I have a delay on my camera, but it's okay. I think it's just charming.
Damn it, I didn't see this happen on the Daily Show or the Colbert Show. You're supposed to fix that. Okay.
Hey.
You're so look at that smile. How come I can't stay mad at you?
That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to talk through a smile the whole time so you can't see my lips move and know that I'm not delayed. How about that?
That's wonderful. Now it looks totally in real time. Oh, thank you, Dad.
Not.
Okay, listen. I don't know if you heard the news, but President Trump was impeached for the second time today. Not the second time today, the second time in general. Which really makes our show, which is huge news, and it makes our show seem very insignificant.
I agree.
But we're going to do it anyway. We're going to do the show anyway. And we have two awesome guests today. We were talking to them before the show started. They're back in the green room enjoying all our wines and cheeses.
Absolutely. And let's let them enjoy it just for a second more, because I do want to just let folks know a little bit about how they can continue to enjoy our stuff. We stream not just to Twitch, but we also stream to YouTube Live. And so if you enjoy YouTube, our link is scrolling below on the page, youtube.com/user/SuperJPO711. That's JPO for Jason Pollock. You can also find our page on Facebook, facebook.com/Jason and Justin. And if you want to follow us on Twitch, just hit us up at HIJ Podcast. And of course, all of this would not be possible without our good friends, Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. So please follow them on Twitch as well. And my last thing that I will plug is that if you enjoy our podcast and you would like to subscribe, I don't think we can have subscriptions now. I'm not sure. Tom Bannis will let me know. But you can also leave us a tip, send us a donation, and you can do that by visiting our Venmo at Jason-Pollock-
It's a great charity that I don't need to disclose right now. Okay.
And so that's just my my little housekeeping. We'll do that at the end of the show as well. But thank you all for being here with us. We have a couple of comments already out the gate. A little love from our friends at Down to the Felt. Look at both of those smiles. Okay. And then Bucket List Experiences. Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. So pretty. Yes, you are. Thank you for joining us. And now, Jason, tell us a little bit about our guests.
Well, we have two extraordinary people as guests today. A little different from where we usually bring our guests. And okay, I will introduce guest number. I'm going to introduce the second guest first. We're going to do it a little backwards today. Okay. Our second guest is an artist from Baltimore. She's actually a really good old friend of mine. And she also is the cousin of Dawn Wells, who's just left our world temporarily. I don't know why I said temporarily, but I'm just going to make it weird. So, okay. Please bring out Bonnie Visotsky. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi.
and now our second guest, we're going to bring out our first guest for tonight. She's named after a wonderful drink. Actually, I just met this guest yesterday. She's a victim of COVID and the fires. She hasn't suffered from either, but she escaped Sacramento from the comedy world to move to New Jersey and start a new life for herself just this past November. And we're going to help her get started. Give it up for Laura, not the drink, Bellini.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All because I went back to the coffee shop for another cup of tea.
Well, it's because you were procrastinating work. You didn't want to work. The sun was out.
My boss is
Shut up.
all right.
Which involved work, you know.
That did involve work. So, Laura, is that what brought you out to the East Coast? I mean, you're doing comedy in Sacramento.
I would love to say it was consistent good dick. But yeah, the pandemic, fires, I just, it was time to go. I'd been there for 30 years. I just needed some family time, some built-in babysitters.
Oh, so you already had family out in New Jersey?
Yes. Yeah, my brother and his wife.
So it wasn't just a random, I think I'll pick Jersey.
No.
Good.
Not as random. Not that it's not beautiful here. It is. It's very gorgeous here. And I've been here a few times, so I knew what I was getting into.
Well, you live near me. Mount Holly's just a cool town.
Oh, I love it.
We're not going to get into your actual address because that would just be weird, and we're live.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Okay.
I do love me a good creeper, but that might be weird for the people that live here.
Stalking is the most sincerest form of flattery, isn't it?
I mean, who wants to, who doesn't want to play out like some really dirty porno? Why not?
We like the way you think, Laura.
I mean, for me, not today. I didn't stretch, so.
Yeah.
So no dirty pornos for me today.
That's all right. I always leave a ladder outside my window. It's okay.
Speaking of dirty pornos, Bonnie is coming to us from Baltimore. Home of the John Waters world. Yeah, Bonnie, you're a Florida transplant from Baltimore. So you've got and you come off as very grounded, really. So I'm having trouble understanding that. What brought you here from Baltimore? I mean, to Florida. Yeah, you know what I mean. From Florida to Baltimore.
So my father's a shrimper. My mom was in roofing, and we were in Florida. And I came here for art school, and I even took the bus. My bus stop was in front of a strip club, so it's very Florida. The whole thing, it's very Florida. So I came here sight unseen, moved to Baltimore, and I never wanted to move back to Florida. So
I can't blame you.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a culture shock then. So Baltimore is just your rare occasion where that's a welcome change.
Yeah. I mean, Florida, everything's flat. There's no fall. I never saw fall. I never saw snow until I moved here. And the
without that. Yeah, I need my fall. The palm trees don't change color.
No, they don't. I mean, it is incredibly beautiful, but when you grow up with it, you want something completely different. And there's something about time change. Like if there's a season, I think it keeps you from being crazy, because I think not feeling the passage of time kind of makes people a little nutty. So I think that's part of the nuttiness.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of like the island fever, but with like weather. Mm-hmm. You're just like, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Somebody just asked if we're both speed dating. That would be hilarious. All right, go.
I was going to say also, where was it? I can't remember if it was Down to the Felder bucket list that said it. Oh yes, and this is for you, Laura. That they thought that you moved here. It was actually for the pork roll.
No. I mean, if I had a small penis, maybe it'd be nice, warm, easy to, put in my pocket for later, but no. We have poorly made sandwiches in Sacramento. They're just called something else. But yeah, I have my own ham sandwich that I carry around everywhere.
I gotta be honest with you, Laura. I ordered the pork roll from you at the shop this morning.
Oh,
And
you
I'm very
could have done a
confident.
better job.
I'm confident in what I have. Damn it.
Wait, what? Oh, now you're contemplating.
You
what
said
well, you
I'm,
had
co-
like the
I'm
little
confident.
like
I'm
a hash
confident.
bowl, but and
Longest
then I almost dropped
speed
it and it got shit. Longest speed date ever.
Yeah, no, you said you would like pork roll, but you don't have a small dick. I was just saying that I
Well-
did order a pork roll from
Oh,
you
well, no,
earlier
he said
today.
I moved here for the pork roll. That's different.
Oh, for the pork roll.
Yeah,
I
that's
got you
different.
now. I get it.
No.
And the pork roll, I can't answer that. I don't know what penis tastes like, but it's funny because I met Bonnie years ago. Speaking of not knowing what penis tastes like, I met Bonnie years ago, and
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Pollock, the king of the Segway.
the first few months was it that you knew me? You thought I was gay all this time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was roommates with our friend and our very close friend. And I mean, there's Bath and Body Works candles or something. And
I love the smell.
I know. And the nice hand soap. And there was always like Bath and Body Works hand soap, that like nice things like that only my gay friends had. And
I remember how we
Then-
spent the morning.
the time we spent what?
The morning coffee in Kahlua.
Oh, and so then there was this one morning where we planned this whole morning where we were like, oh, we're gonna have Bailey's and coffee and we're gonna watch Little Voice while John and my husband were sleeping. And so we come out in our jammies and we have coffee with Bailey's and we're all curled up on the couch, and that's when I think I kind of hinted that I thought that Jason was gay.
Gay people just know how to do it right. They know how to be comfortable and enjoy their life. So maybe I could be gay if not for the fact that I'm not attracted to men. I just have the same tastes otherwise and everything else.
There
Is
was
that-
also the whole posters, like there was like lots of lady posters on the wall in his room. And
Now, what do you mean lady posters?
oh, there was like scantily clad vixens on the wall.
Did I have that? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so who are these women, Jason?
I mean, if it were the 80s, it would have been Heather Thomas and Rob Wait, he was a man. But you got to admit, Rob Lowe is pretty.
Oh, he's very pretty. He has lovely
Right?
bone structure, right?
Totally gorgeous bone structure. Oh, look. Bucketless Experiences said, I always bring a grappling hook just in case. What is that in reference to? I'm so lost with that comment.
Oh, that's to the. Yes, you keep scrolling back through the comments, you naughty person, you. That was in reference to Laura leaving a ladder outside of her window.
Oh.
Oh, I
You
got
don't have to worry,
It's
Laura.
speed dating after all, guys.
Is that a bucket list of yours?
Look, I'm and comedy thing all at once. I'm really doing it real. I just, I need the comedy and the hookup afterwards. So I'm just gonna get it all in.
That
That's what she
was
said.
fun. I mean, being married is awesome, but the after show hookup is always
I've actually never done
it's always
that.
great to
which
hear
is
about from other
weird.
people. What?
I've never actually done the after show hookup.
I've never done
I
it
really-
either,
Yeah, I really haven't done it either. We're really lame. Do you have an after art show hookup, Bonnie?
There have been. We used to, but it was more of a group thing. We used to play spin the bottle in the gallery after.
Oh
we
damn!
closed
I was
the
like,
door.
orgy, what? Tell me more.
We used to play this game called Who's in My Mouth, and just
Yeah, that was exciting for a second. It's like 7 minutes in the closet, but you just turn out the light in the room.
Ow. Down to the Feltz comment.
Which one? There's so many.
I have done a during the show hookup and an after show hookup. During the show, what show was this down to the Felt?
It was actually the Sunday show this past Sunday. No.
Oh, the show I was. Oh, that's right. We tell us your best after show hookup. Wow, are you guys ready for that?
I
Bonnie,
don't
can
know
you
if I
handle
have
this
any
story?
big after show hookups.
There was an occasion where I had the ultimate dream come true. Hey, Gaz, I had the ultimate dream come true, and I humiliated a heckler and ended up screwing his girlfriend after the show. That was an ego boost times 100. That was amazing. And in my defense, he was drunk and ruining the show for everybody. I just came back at him with one question. All I did was ask somebody in the audience. I said, "So how old are you, sir?" And that guy yelled out, "I'm 2." All I said was, "Yeah, no shit." The audience erupted in applause because they were sick of him by that point. And his girlfriend walked out. She was upset. They were supposed to have a romantic weekend at the hotel. They were staying there. They decided to go see a show, but he was just a drunken loser. And then after the show, I saw her in the lobby all crying and upset. And
you were like, "I'll poke your pork hole."
I said, "Let me get you a drink." I didn't use
Get
those
your pork
words.
roll there.
I said, never mind. Well, thank you, Bucket List.
You gave her a pity poke.
Well, I didn't know. At first, I could have said no because I kept thinking this is a setup. They're going to beat me up because I made fun of him and humiliated him. And she said, "Let's ring up porn on his credit card." And I thought, okay, this just got real. And she was a freak. It was a beautiful night. She looked at me and she was going, "You like to screw the princess? Yeah, tell me you like to screw the prince." I was like, oh my God, she's fucking mental. And then afterwards, I'm thinking, I'm never going to get out of this. She said, "No, the story is not a lie. The man had candles lit. He was ready to propose." Wait a minute. You know when a story is a lie when it has too many details? The man had candles lit. He was ready to propose. He bought her the whole family. And then I fucked her. No. I have a habit of over-explaining, damn it. This is why I make things weird.
It's part of Jason's charm, fucker. Get with the program.
The Mario Brothers fetish. Was she calling you Luigi? Look, I don't look like Luigi. But she looked at you know what? It sounds like I'm making it up because my brain is slow. Oh my God, Justin, I might have your disease.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For those of you who don't know, Justin has MS, and I just made fun of him.
Yay, neurological diseases. Anyway.
Hey.
He said that he did, and by the way, Laura and Bonnie, if you don't know, next to our main screen, you'll see there are places where you can select either comments or private chat. You can actually see our commenters commenting in live time, which is also why Jason is being so distracted right now. He doesn't have verbal Tourette's. He's not just saying, "No, it's all true. Why do I look like Luigi?" It's because he's actually responding to people in the comment stream.
It is. It's got serious ADD.
So if I look at that, can you guys still see my feed, or do I go black?
No,
No.
No.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm
All right,
I'm looking at it right now, and you can still see me just fine, and I apologize for that.
Justin, I love you. I'm going to call you Guillermo.
I'm glad someone does. You were talking about the whole one night stand thing, and for most of my career, I've been a classical singer, and that so doesn't happen at all. Like
Justin, I know you've been hit on. I know you've been approached.
Okay, so I've had one moment that sticks out in my mind where, because here's the weird thing. Okay, so after I was diagnosed with MS, I had to leave the opera scene because of issues with memorization. But most recently, I've been known as the lead singer of a group called 33 1/3 Lives Killer Queen Experience, where I am Freddie Mercury. And we sing the music of Queen. And we were doing a show up in Massachusetts, And it's a weird thing that I learned doing the rock and roll thing. The women that I appeal to most are 16 and younger, or 57 and older. And it's
That's
an
gonna be
interesting
awkward.
thing. It's yeah, and I'm 33, and
Maybe.
I'm yeah, right. Yeah. And I'm 33, and I'm glad that my wife's in the band, because otherwise I'd be crying every night. But so I remember one gig afterwards, a bunch of teenagers were asking me for my autograph, and they were all swarmed around me. And from the very back of the room, just walking through the crowd and parting it, was this older woman. For at least, again, for me, she was in her probably early mid 50s, and she is just pushing teenagers out of the way. And she doesn't say a word. She just comes up to me, puts her arm around me down low, pulls me in tight, lifts up her phone to take a selfie, looks over at me, eyes up and down, just squints, leans in, gives me a kiss, and walks away. It's one of the sexiest things that's ever happened to me, because I'm like, Jesus, this never happened to me when I was an opera singer. This is neat. Where were you guys in high school?
Because she saw Freddie Mercury in you. She
Well,
saw a straight Freddie Mercury.
Well, I hope that no one will ever see Freddie Mercury in me, because then that means you were all at that Halloween party. And that was one time I was experimenting.
Just the one time.
Well, hey, after that, I learned it's not gay if the guys you fuck are gay.
No,
It's
it's
fine.
not gay if you, as long as you don't push back. But then it might be rape. So I don't. Then you got a Me Too movement. You know. So I don't. But you're not gay.
Thank you. I argue with bots a lot. Yes, it's also why my feed is delayed. And yes, I know it is jail time, which is why. Oh, and that's why. Oh, no, there's the jail time one. This is the other thing I have to keep up with, making sure that things don't, just keep going by on me in the comments screen.
Yeah, during the COVID time, you could see a lot of shows live outdoors, but stay away from anybody who's belting out Freddie Mercury or Meatloaf or opera.
Yes.
It'll spray.
Or screaming free pork rolls.
Or free pork rolls. I was watching Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling, and they have a great format. If you haven't watched their show, it's worth it. And they started asking people what their bucket list was. And I want to ask you two, now that I see bucket list experiences on here. Laura, do you have a bucket list?
Not a big bucket list. I mean, obviously, I would love to do a special eventually. It doesn't need to be on anything, but I would love to perform for a full hour, like a good solid actual here it is, guys. I have weird stuff, I want to live in a van for a year I think
Down by the river.
for such a long time I've just been my bucket list was to get my kids to 18 so I could run away. So now that my youngest is 16, it's looking pretty good. So
you want to
you're living in a van for a while and just tour for a minute, just just be on the road. I mean, I don't know with COVID, but that was my plan, was that I could just get a van and just go on the road, do comedy for a year, not live anywhere. So I think a lot of my bucket stuff is kind of depending on COVID, how much flying people can do. I would like to experience one of those massive orgies that Bonnie was talking about. That'd be a cool bucket list thing. I would love to go skydiving, but I have back issues that just recently happened, so I can't do that. I do want to go into, I don't want to say I hate the ocean, but I'm scared of the ocean. But I actually do want to be in one of those cages that the sharks attack.
Ooh.
Oh, you want to
They're
swim
not
with the
supposed
sharks
to attack if
aggressively.
that happens.
Yeah. I want controlled chaos. I think that's
Yeah, I would love to go scuba diving. but I
that's my
feel like
dream, is to be controlled chaos.
we love it too. Pornhub is allowing comics to do specials now. What do
Uh-oh.
you have to do? Just
I
submit?
mean, do they even know that you're a comic? I mean, like, what kind of special is this?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because that would be a dream to. Never mind.
Like, do you have to tell comedy while you're having sex? Is that?
That's a challenge. If you're really good at comedy during sex, you're not having good sex.
Or it's not good comedy.
Yeah. Or it's not good
Why
comedy.
did the chicken cross the road?
Could it
To
be
get away from the
Knock,
farmer
who's
trying
there?
to fuck it.
Yes, in South Africa. Is that to the sharks?
I believe that is to the sharks. I believe that's something that you can do as a tourist in South Africa, and I think the bull sharks are quite plentiful in South Africa.
Yeah, I would love to see a great white.
What
Bring
about
back-
you, Bonnie? Do you have stuff on your bucket list?
Yeah, Bon.
Oh yeah. I mean, so I did a semester abroad in Scotland, and I keep wanting to go back. Especially 4 years ago, I started looking at job openings and houses because I was ready to move to Scotland. But to have like a studio on a boat or a barge in Scotland would be that's like extra dreamy, right? Like
Yeah,
not
that's-
totally realistic.
It's realistic. It's definitely realistic. Now, you said that you did a couple of different type of arts. What did you start with? Did you start with painting, or was it the ceramics?
Kind of, but so I went to a school for the arts, so we did everything. But my teachers, a couple of my teachers are very hardcore ceramic artists, and so I was exposed to them a lot. And then my best friend, who's a professor at SCAD, Jessica Broad, is a ceramic artist and teaches ceramics. So it keeps slipping back. Like I actually have a hard focus on fibers. And if I turn my computer, you can see that I have a loom. I don't know if you can see.
Nice.
It's buried in junk. But I have to move the furniture to weave because they're big. So, but I do a lot of fiber arts and a lot of sewing as well. But I was actually a painting major, and I totally cheated on my major. I don't know if you can get in trouble for that, but I did.
I feel like after 2020, anything before 2020, for the most part, when it comes to cheating, I think, after Trump, I think you're okay. I think nobody's looking your way on that.
How do you do on your art major? Oh, stop.
Oh, thank you, down to the felt.
Thank you.
How did I what my art major?
How did you cheat on your art major?
Oh, I was supposed to be a painting major, and I kept taking fibers classes and ceramics, and then I would do painting in the ceramics department. I would make ceramics and paint on them. And so, yeah, I think that's cheating because, usually people are very purist about it. But
did you pass? I mean, you passed.
I did. There's even a time period where I tried to get painting credit for classes that I took in the fibers department, which of course doesn't work. So
I have no talent with graphic arts, and now that I'm doing this show, I realize I have no talent with anything. But still,
what's hard is my master's is in art education, and I worked I worked in a Title I school, and
so you're a teacher now, right?
I was a teacher for a long time. So I guess when I first met you, I was in graduate school, and then I taught, and then I had kids, because there's no way you can teach 600 kids and then take care of a family. I couldn't figure that out. Some people figure it out, but I can't figure it out. So I stayed home.
Nice. And okay, there's random music. And when I first met you and found out who your cousin was, I used to fanboy over you for a little bit. And then I met your cousin, and I was like, she was the nicest, coolest person, so down to earth, and she loved you.
Oh,
Can I tell the world who your cousin is?
Yes, you can spill the beans.
Dawn Wells, who was Mary Ann on Gilligan's Island, the lovely Dawn Wells. And I said, I'm a friend of Bonnie's. And she went, the artist from Baltimore? And she said your parents' names and asked if you were like that was. And I just went with it. I said, yeah, not knowing who your parents were, but I just went along with it. But
What's funny about all of that is for the longest time, one of our friends doubted it. And so then Jason calls us from standing in line and says, so I'm just about to meet her. Are you really her cousin? And he gets up to her and meets, and then he starts talking to her. And I was like, yeah. And she was, I hadn't seen her in a long time, but she actually had a house in Indian Rocks Beach in Florida. And it's actually one of those little cottages that aren't around anymore. And it was directly on the water. And it wasn't super fancy. Like she dolled it up much how Jason's wife has done all kinds of cool things with furnishing, like painted furniture, etc. Yes. And she was super creative, and she really did cook a lot, and she really did make coconut cream pies.
that's great.
Yeah.
I would have loved her more now if I knew the coconut cream pie thing. I would have made it a point to keep in touch, and she would have loved to have kept in touch with me because why not?
But yeah, what's funny is we still have her Tupperware. So the last time my uncle visited her in
Is it autographed?
It's not even autographed. No, it's just her Tupperware that she sent leftovers to us. So my celebrity fancy stuff is I have some Tupperware.
So Bonnie, I'm sorry, I have to interject with a question because our audience is getting a little rowdy.
Sorry.
So no, it's not you, it's them.
Oh my God, pull up my
So I have to ask
they're
you
like,
this delightfully inappropriate question. Here you are.
Oh dear.
And here's part 2.
Wait.
Oh,
And
much
was
to her
it
dismay, I was.
So has there ever
Well-
been a student you were like, yeah, I'd lose my job for that? And was it Jason?
You know, I don't
Granted,
think
I was never one of your
my
students, Bonnie.
No. I taught elementary school, so
ah,
no.
That's an
But-
easy answer then.
But
Why'd
my
you have-
students are all grown up now.
How old are your students now?
Oh, they're in their late 20s. Some of them are in their early 30s. But I have had a friend date one of my students, but we won't get into that.
Oh,
Wow.
my.
well,
You
let's
teach
get
them?
into that. Come on, Bonnie.
God,
You don't
Yeah,
have
was
to
you a
use
teacher?
names or anything like that.
Spill the tea.
it was
Come
not
on.
me.
But it was, you know, they like artists, you know, so when they, and it's a mutual friend of Jason and I, so we can't talk about it.
I didn't even
Right.
know about this. All right, we have to talk about
Oh.
it later.
Okay, so when
And then
Oh,
can we talk
over.
about it at the coffee shop later, Jason? No, I'm just
Yeah, of
joking. I'm
course.
just joking.
I was gonna say after we're done the show and we end broadcast, don't actually leave the studio, okay?
Okay.
We'll all go back on stage because I think that even just for fun, this is a story that the 4 of us, need to know.
Yeah. So Bonnie, I remember when when watching Justin laugh at the shit off the screen is the highlight of my evening.
It's trying to keep up with all the comments and trying to find the
I
place
know.
to delicately place it into the show without.
I remember how back to your cousin because I loved her.
Mhm.
It was like a childhood crush.
Oh. Yeah.
She was so freaking cool because she was making fun of the other people in line to meet her, asking really stupid questions. And one woman said, so where were you guys stranded? Where was the island? She goes, there's a freaking sound stage. She's like, there's a freaking sound stage in Hollywood. And What was the other? Then a woman said to her, "So I guess Tina Louise is the only cast member alive, isn't she?" She's like, "What about me? I'm right here." Some of the fans were just morons.
Oh,
What was funny is
Who
I was
risk
signing
getting
line, and she was to see her, and she wrote on a piece of paper "rescue me," and she was just like, and I think I was like 13.
Oh my god.
okay, so we have another question from I argue with bots a lot. They're asking, fuck Korik. I argue with bots a lot is asking the heavy questions. What can I say?
Argue
Wait,
with
what
bots.
was?
Are you closed while you're watching this? I mean, I'm not going to complain because I'm happy we have an audience.
Wait,
But-
what was the first question?
The most important one.
Risk getting COVID to vote. Somebody with a very consistent big dick.
Consistent?
Yes.
Can you define consistent? Does it have to be permanently?
Like if I can fuck them more than once. But
A
if
night.
you're talking like, I see, I'm not like into famous people, so there's no like body that I was like, oh, like I need that card. But no, just you know, some.
I want somebody with a consistent penis. Not
yeah,
me.
and it doesn't. Yeah, you know, just good, just that good.
Right.
Maybe not even penis, just you know, just consistent orgasms. I guess is what I'm saying.
Right. She
So
doesn't like
ladies,
shooting.
you know, if there's some ladies out there watching too, I'll be right there. Okay, sure. Up my ladder with your fucking pork roll.
Hey, you know, if he's so anxious, he might have Taylor ham. I don't know.
I mean, is that the part? Wait, was that the I argue with bots?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't. Consistency is key.
It's key.
Well, I mean, I realize now that I'm too old for Twitch. It's I never thought this would happen to me, but my wife would be like, "Come on, let's go upstairs." And I'd say, "You're really going to have to work on it. My mind is somewhere else right now." I didn't know this would ever happen to me. That's not who I am.
Well, how long have you and your wife been together? That happens. What? That's a thing.
We still go once a day, but still. Oh. But yeah, at least once a day. Wow.
Wow.
hey,
that's
come
really
on,
good.
that's not nice.
We're not bots. Argue with bots. Bonnie's being attentive and listening to the other people talk.
See, Bonnie is being a lot like me on this show, where we're silent for 90% of it, but then she pops right in with a great zinger or a great story.
Exactly. That's what she
Well,
is.
thank
Justin, who I know for me, I would have back in the day, I used to have a crush on Eva Green. She used to do it for me.
I'm sorry, this just popped up. She gets asked one incriminating question about fucking a student, and then she clams up.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
She's got class. We'll just say that.
All of our
She
tea
is holding
stories.
all the tea. She is. She's hoarding it. She
Yeah.
won't even brew it. Oh, she literally.
She's got the saucer.
She's like, I got it.
I have my mason jar filled with water. That's it.
All right. Well, here's a question I actually have for you, Bonnie, because I dabble in a little bit of art. What's your medium? What type of art do you do when you're painting? I know you said you do. You really like to do the fabric stuff and the textile-ish weaving, but when you're painting, what's your jam on that?
well, I prefer oil, but once you have kids and you get pregnant, then you start doing acrylic because oil is a little toxic.
Yes.
So
Well,
So
I
for
didn't
your
know
advice
that.
to
My
pregnant
poor kids
artists
are gonna die.
Jesus.
use acrylics. Pregnant women use acrylics. Is that your advice?
Pretty much. Yeah, because turpentine and all the, even just getting pigments on your skin is toxic, cadmium.
But if you didn't mean to get pregnant, then you just huff it. You want to huff the oils.
Right. I mean, there are times I'd come back from the studio and I never did drugs, but I didn't have to. I was in the studio.
Oh no, some of the art stuff gets very like, you have to keep it very ventilated.
Laura,
they teach you that too in art school, of like how not to kill yourself and get high off of your materials, because you'll after a few years you're like, oh crap, I have brain damage now. Oops.
Laura, do you do art too?
I haven't in a minute because, though I'm in a garage, it is not my garage, but I do. But my medium is, it's very abstract, like urban abstract, I guess is how I would describe it.
So you do graffiti on buildings? Is that?
No, I do not do graffiti on buildings. But I use all kinds of mediums. That's mostly just because I was broke when I started doing art. So it was just whatever I could get my hands on. A lot of layers. I like to build stuff up and then strip it down.
I have a friend who told me she did art. I was like, what kind of art do you do? She said, I paint people on nude beaches. I've never heard. I didn't know that was a thing, but
I'm really in a garage. Yeah.
So you're to comment on that about the garage. This is probably our second guest in a similar location, because we had
Geronimo was coming to us from a barn in Maine.
Right. That's right. So this is a garage. We had a barn. So that's going to be our next goal. What's the most interesting place you want one of our guests to call in from? Yes,
Gunnison is the beach.
Yeah. So I have a lot of friends that have worked in dancing in many varieties, exotic and pole, and the one place in Philadelphia that I know.
You said exotic and pole, like those are the two types of dancing.
Yes, they are, especially in my life. But but they used to do that every holiday. They would actually have someone come in, and the waitresses that would go around topless, they would paint them in the holiday theme. So that was really neat to actually to see, like, my friends' Instagrams, like, oh, it's gonna be Halloween, I wonder what character they're gonna be painted as, or it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did body painting for a while. I actually, until COVID.
Just like face painting, right? And that kind of thing.
Painting, but it's the same genre, same medium. Like,
yeah, I knew face painting was a thing. I didn't know they had artists on nude beaches who just did that. Or like, I mean, Burning Man, I could see, but
yeah, I never did it there, but I did, like people would need them for photo shoots or for, but I didn't do a photo shoot. I've never been able to do that. Pregnant ladies, of course, would like to have their bellies painted, and I never really did that either.
Have you ever seen where they paint on clothing so it looks real with shadows and stuff? But it's basically just women walking around naked, but you're like, wait, oh
yeah.
Right? Yeah, I have no complaints about that. Fantasy Fest, they do that kind of thing down there.
Yes, at Fantasy Fest in Key West.
I've never been to Mardi Gras. I don't mind the lifestyle, but I don't think I could handle the crowds. I would be miserable. I'd just be miserable.
Yeah, so you probably don't do protests or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not that I don't stand for things. I just don't want to be around crowds. Fair enough.
I like being around crowds when there's the stage and the crowds are on the other side of the stage
above the crowd. Then it works. It works a little better.
Yeah.
My God, what are you doing, Laura?
I'm trying not to laugh too hard. Laura.
No, let it out. Laugh. What are you laughing at?
I like to. I just can't. Walking for things is just too much.
Oh, you mean the whole protest thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do the AIDS walk every year in Philadelphia, just pretty much for the exercise.
And then all your friends died from AIDS?
Jesus. Not all.
he was disappointed. After 3 walks, he still didn't have AIDS.
I did the whole 8 miles around the art museum, and I got to the end. I was like, I just walked 8 miles. Is there a cure? No, they didn't cure it yet. Not unless you walk to a lab with an education, maybe you can't cure AIDS by walking. So that was pointless. I agree with you, Laura. I love that she's like, you protest, you're like, protest.
Well, because you're like, nah, I don't like crowds, like I like standing up, but I mean, I just, after 2 trips to that coffee shop a day, that's just
that's as far as I go. There, I mean, I was in the coffee shop once and 2 other people came in. I was like, whoa, this is a bit much for me. COVID quarantine has been a blessing as far as being able to just stay home. So when they started protesting, I agreed with the protesting, but I was like, I mean, in the beginning of the summer, but I'm like, I can't be part of it. It's too many people. Randy? What the hell, bots? Just Randy fucking Quaid. All right.
And Bonnie, just real quick, I'm noticing that you are currently on mute. So she's been letting us know the secrets behind cold fusion and a workable state in the Middle East. And we just weren't able to hear any of it.
Right. Bonnie had gas, so she muted her mic.
Whoa.
I saw that you had questions, but I didn't understand because there were some, and I'm talking to, I argue with bots.
He said Randy fucking Quaid.
Yes, and
I know, cousin Eddie.
So this was his question, as far as I can understand. Oh, actually, this is the question.
What did I miss?
And this is the thing, is I'm not sure where the start of his question is because
there's like 40.
Because there's like 40 comments.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe this is. And again, I feel like I'm trying to divine.
I love you down to the felt.
like in a like a crystal ball here, because it's like coming at me in pieces, but maybe I can figure out. Okay. Well, thank you. Yes, thank you, down to the felt.
Thank you. I gotta tell you, I loved Randy Quaid in Independence Day and the Vacation movies, and Bye Bye Love. He was great. He just sent the questions in order again. Or retarded Randy Quaid wearing the stretched out skin of his brother, who somehow manages to sober up in enough time to pilot an aircraft. What was this in reference to?
And again, why I am in the beginning stages of a migraine.
We
all are waiting in real time.
Argue with bots, comments.
And as we wait for him to clear this all up for us,
Bonnie, are you okay? Oh, there you are. You're back. Right on.
Yay!
I had to jiggle all the wires.
Is that a YouTube?
Yes, pork rolls. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're watching Independence Day. Right? Oh,
do you like my microphone?
Sorry, I was reading the comments.
That's a great microphone. It looks like
doing the trick.
That kind of looks like a coffee thermos.
It's like
microphone.
And now we all have to go to the cafe.
Look at the model pose you're doing, Laura.
I'm trying to pop my bag.
Hi, Belt. Hi. Now, in retrospect, I feel like such a dick when people are like, "You gonna go to the protest?" Nah.
Well, I didn't go, so give me shit, but I didn't go. I was traveling too much with COVID.
Laura
so
is a
it was
comic,
like I
yes.
couldn't because I was traveling, so it was like I couldn't. I mean, I support and threw money at everything, and
right.
super
But it's
glad he got.
My back hurts. Laura a comic? Is Laura a comic? I think
that's what it's supposed to be, but I think that this should be the name.
I am a comedian.
Yes.
I am a mother. I am a cook. a chef, a line cook, a barista. I clean houses for a living. That's what I used to do in Sacramento. I own my own housekeeping business, which really just means I was on my knees making money. I just wasn't sucking dick.
Wow.
That she does just for the taste.
I do landscaping
The
and
pork
not
roll.
just my own pubes. Yeah, and I'm known for a really good pork roll.
Landscaping, not for the pubes. Do you call this your piece of land?
No,
Many
many hats. Yes, many hats.
But I
Now, if
think I Laura a comic. That should be the name of your special.
I, Laura, a comic.
you know what? With my educational background, that actually would be very perfect. Well, I don't know how to write or spell or read or even my own name. It's cool. I don't know how to make complete sentences.
Laura, so you miss getting on stage. How long has it been?
Since last March.
Wow.
Oh my God, it's been that long. So they didn't do any kind of outdoor shows or anything in Sacramento?
They
that area.
did, but it was so like 1 week it would be okay, 1 week it wasn't. The people that were doing shows, like, so the bigger spots, like the main spots that we were doing weren't, like Punchline, the Callback Bar, and then when they were doing it, it was just kind of like the very more established comedians were the ones that were getting spots because there was no like open mics. So the places that were doing open mics, because I was traveling a lot, going on planes and stuff, like it was like they were being sneaky about it or doing it underground, and it just wasn't. It wasn't a good look, as far as people just was like, And then I had so much other stuff going on that it was just, it was like I needed to make money. Like I had to worry about making money, and then in the end of July, August is when I decided to move out here. So I just sold all my stuff and came out here. So I knew it was like,
That's a
okay,
ballsy move. That's
Yeah.
really, it takes a lot of guts to do that.
Yeah, it was weird, but I've done it before when my oldest was younger, sold all my stuff and moved to Maui. So it was just, it was bitter. It was bittersweet though, because I love California, but I had gotten back from Minneapolis in July and California was on fire again. And I was like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. So you were already traveling. How long have you been doing comedy?
A year.
That's it? You're already doing plane rides to comedy gigs and
No. I wasn't doing plane rides to do comedy. I mean, like when I'm in Minneapolis, I'll go to open mics there and stuff. But I was just traveling. Okay. That's where my man lives. My man lives in Minneapolis, so I go out there a lot. And because they're on a lockdown, I try to be thoughtful to everybody involved. And it's like, well, it's either going on a mic or traveling, and my kids, and then there's there's dads, and my kids' dad's home that I have to it's like, do I go to an open mic because I have to do an open mic? Nah, like it's fine. I'll just write more, figure out what the fuck I'm going to do with my life and start all over.
Well, you'll have to start hitting some as soon as they open up again.
I'm so excited. And now I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm doing open mics. I don't care. Like I enough's enough. Like there are open mics out and that are happening right now. So it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would say so. Probably. I think everywhere has like some consistent dick.
Why is Jason? Because I'm on. The clock is set to 9:07. Because it's always 9:07 in this house. I'm on the East Coast, but it's just I live in 9:07 all the time. It hasn't changed. I live in like a Twilight Zone kind of house. So that's what happens. And silence. This what it is.
And okay.
Exactly what I need. Thank you for the ego boost.
So we should talk with Tom Bannis and Mark Riccadonna, because at the end of the month, and I say the end of the month, but I watched their talk with Richie Byrne and Raymond the Amish comic today. That it's not technically the end of the month because there's still a whole week left, but a week from Friday, we are going to be a part of something huge with Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. We are actually going to be trying to set a Guinness record. And that is, we are going to try to set the record for the longest
Most
continuous
consistent.
comedy show.
Oh, I thought you were going to say most consistent penis, but
Yeah. Yes. The most consistent erection and bringer of coitus. Yes.
yeah, it's
consistent
going to be
comedy.
really long.
It is going to be very long. It's going to
Consistent
be
comedy.
4
It's
days.
consistent comedy show.
4
Yeah, we
straight
have-
days of comedy.
Drinks, jokes, and storytelling for a cause. The money goes to sick kids.
This is going to be, and I'm forgetting the exact name of the charity. If you're watching, Tom, if you can let me know. I do know that it is for childhood brain tumors, if memory is serving me correctly. But Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling is where we're going to be doing this. Again, a week
Who
from
remembers
Friday.
your childhood brain tumor?
Wait, what? Oh, childhood
Sorry.
brain tumor. No,
Yeah.
I've had a tumor when I was younger, so I was like, wait, what?
Did you
Tumor?
really?
Yeah, in my left ear.
So here
Oh
it
my
is. Yeah, the
God.
Children's Brain Tumor Foundation is who we're going to be.
And Star Treatment. That's right. Star Treatment is they treat kids like rock stars. Basically, they do really good for them.
Oh
Yeah. No. So we're going to be raising money for that, and again, hopefully in the process, we'll be making setting a Guinness record. I believe the previous record was 85 hours, and we're trying to punch that record in the face. But I bring that all up though because I'm sure that we can get Laura some time.
Oh no, that'd be great.
That would
I
be
would love
wonderful.
to.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Speaking of the comedy, Laura, you got me thinking about the beat poetry from Cards Against Humanity. Laura was telling me earlier that she used to play Cards Against Humanity beat poetry style. And I freaking love that idea. And
fun.
since Justin, how did you do it again?
It's you deal it out. A friend in Sacramento had showed me. You deal them out, like everybody gets like 5 or 7 cards or whatever, but you arrange them however you want, but you go around the circle and you have to say what your cards are out loud, but you have to say it in a slam poetry style. And then at the end, whoever got the most snaps or like the best, delivery on it, the group decides if they won that round.
I love that so much.
So
Can we give it a go?
I was gonna say, yeah, let's have Laura demonstrate. So here's what I want you to do, Jason, real quick. Okay, I want you to deal out 5 cards.
I'll just show you.
I want you to deal out 5 cards, and I want you to type them into the private chat for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy them from the private chat.
Oh, this seems like really. I'm like, I could have ran inside. And maybe we should save this and like actually just everybody, because everybody has a set, right?
Don't be shy.
I'm not being shy. I'm just like,
just kidding.
this is a lot. I mean, for somebody who can't protest, this seems like a lot of work.
I just want to see how you do your stuff.
Okay, are you typing them in, Jason? Because I got
I am.
one. Okay.
I can't type them all at once.
Well, you could put one, and then you can type the next one, I believe, and they would all show up as one banner. But we can do it this way also. Continue, and I will create the banners individually. So what we're doing here, for if you've just popped in, we are doing a variation on Cards Against Humanity, and we are going to be showing one card at a time, real quick. And we are going to show Laura these cards, and she is going to order them how she would like to and deliver them in a beat poetry style. Did I get all of that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. The last one's a winner.
I'm already loving how this is going to shape up.
I'm like so nervous. I'm like, why couldn't I have just done comedy? Why did I have to say anything? No.
Laura,
is
you're
what-
a natural entertainer. You are so entertaining. I love it.
Good. I'm glad. Well, that's good. That's what I like. I like entertaining people.
I got to make sure. Wait.
I get bored entertaining myself, so.
Yeah, I've been telling people the walls don't clap so well.
Right? It's really annoying.
It's really tough when you like sing a whole show and you get to the end of this like really rousing song and then silence. It's like, at least it's better when there's silence and there's people to look at, you know?
All right. So where am I looking for the?
Look see where it says comments. Next to comments, there's a private chat box.
Oh no! I'm actually putting them up on the screen so that way people can see. I've been turning them into banners. That's why this is moving so slowly. I apologize, friends. So we now have all of the banners
in the private chat.
So the first card for you, Laura, if you'd like to take notes.
I got my pencil.
Such
the shambling of Larry King.
Shambling
of.
I like shabambling or whatever you said. That was good.
Yeah, you say whoever you want to say. You're the artist.
Shambling or is it shambling?
That
I'm
said
not good with
shambling.
English something.
I don't know what shambling is, but
of Larry King. I don't know if I'm going to remember all these, but all right, this is going to take forever.
Well, you could just
shambling of Larry King.
Actually, click on the private chat. You can see them all.
Wait, where are the private chats?
So
okay.
So they'll already up for you, but so everyone else.
Because I was like, this is kind of wait, hold on.
So we'll start off the shambling of Larry King.
Pedophiles? Oh, Jesus.
The sales team of clowns and pedophiles.
Jeez, you guys gave me like really, really long ones.
I just picked 5 cards at random.
And Bonnie, you feel free to play along. How would you order these ones? As a like a beat poetry or a slam poetry style. The next one is being a business adult with
don't write them down. You could just read them in the private chat.
Yeah. So remember how we were looking at the comments right next to that? There should be a button that says private chat, and they're all written there as well.
You can keep that up.
Oh, so the next one is tripping balls. And then the last one, a bigger, blacker dick. So I'll go through them all again for the folks at home. If you'd like to play along, we start off with the shambling of Larry King, a sales team of clowns and pedophiles, being a busy adult with many important things, tripping balls, at last, a bigger, blacker dick. Now, you can take any of those cards, order them however you would like, and deliver them in your best slam beat poetry style. And our two ladies are...
I didn't realize how frustrating
you thought. I love watching Laura, like she's mentally working.
I know. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to like read them, and I know that you guys can see me, but I'm like, this is a lot easier than like constantly like looking down at my paper, and I'm like, so you guys can just look at my funny face. This is me being serious. This is me being like, fuck. Why did my parents take me out of school? Fuck. Damn it. Fuck. Why did I say anything? I don't like my good ideas sometimes.
You know what? I'm gonna pick 5 cards at random. Justin, play music, and I'll go first and read these 5.
Oh no, I'll do it. Being a busy adult with many important things, a sales team clown of pedophiles, the shenanigans of the shamblings of Larry King, tapping balls, a big blacker dick. But actually, I think I like the big blacker dick tapping balls. That's a better.
That says tripping balls, but we'll take tapping.
Tripping.
Balls.
Sorry,
it's okay.
This ring light is like.
Wait, I enjoyed the gravitas in your voice though when you got the big blacker, a bigger blacker dick tripping ball.
Well, that one had 3 long ones, so it's like really hard to like mix that like.
See, a bigger, blacker dick, it just seems like 3 long ones. It's really just 1 long one.
Right, yeah.
That's all that is. So, okay, Bonnie, it's your turn. Okay, we're going to make you full screen for this since Laura just jumped right into it. I was going to make her full screen, but she was like, no, I don't even need it. You're up.
Oh, dear. Well,
What
the
did you have
problem
to
is, I
do?
think I did I wrote down somewhat the same order. So, being a busy adult with many important things, um, a sales team of clowns and pedophiles, the shambling of Larry King, tripping balls, a bigger, blacker dick.
Yeah, that was good. That was way better than I did.
You got that Parker Posey beatnik thing going on too. It works for you.
But, and honestly, and I'm sorry, Laura, but the glasses sold me.
Yeah,
was
you know,
She had the studious prop. I mean, you did have a pencil, but those glasses, I mean, that did it. That nailed it home. So I'm
Justin,
checking. I'm
can you
checking
play
it.
some bass music? Can you hit me with some bass? And I'll have a go. Mere
why does he
concept.
get music? What the? Well, wait a minute.
Well, we could do it
No.
again.
All right, no, go ahead.
The mere concept of Applebee's. The sad, fat dragon with no friends. Catastrophic urethral trauma. Hillary Clinton. Existing. A pinata full of scorpions. Okay. Oh my God. I love
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, the son of Jack Kerouac's barber.
Oh my God. Does any of you have? Do any of you have your own Cards Against Humanity there?
I know that my household has some. Yeah.
You don't have it with you. Okay.
No.
So we're just going to have these lovely guests back on sometime so that we can play this game together, because it is so funny, and maybe we could even get the audience involved, get them with their own Cards Against Humanity at home, and we'll have to just do this again.
That'd be fun. Maybe we could pick our cards, and then maybe the audience can pick it. So then they can message, they can chat their picks, and then we'll have to do whatever they pick. Yeah, that'd be.
I love that.
Yeah.
There it is, folks, and I have bad news, because we are at the hour mark, so we should start winding down, because that's the show.
I mean, it's sad, yet I'm starting to really freeze in this garage. So
she's like our guest.
I don't want to go, but I need to go.
So I understand.
So let's wrap. Let's start to wrap things up. I have. Let me go over here real quick. So Bonnie, again, the woman of many mediums. You can visit her website by going to and Bonnie, please say your last name for me, because I'm awful.
Oh, it's Visetsky.
BonnieVisetsky.com.
Oh, that's a nice last name.
So what is your maiden name?
It's rough. Oh, my maiden name is Spigner. So when my students had to learn Visetsky, it was trouble. They were like, "Are you serious? We just got Spigner right." And it took me a while to learn to say Visetsky, let alone spell it. So
Visetsky.
Visetsky.
So Bonnie, do you have? So what has art been like for you? What do you have going on right now as far as that? And how can we enjoy it digitally?
Well, I need to add to my site more. I do have a drawing that I've started behind me for ages. I have paintings started. I just have to get all the pieces and parts together. But mostly I've been teaching online. So if you're interested in taking a class from me in painting, or even for children's classes, I teach children's classes, please contact me at BonnieVisetsky.com.
And that's awesome. And Laura, she can be found everywhere if you just find at the Laura Bellini Show. So what do you have? I know that you're new to the area, but what are your goals right now as far as getting back on stage and all that fun stuff?
Making money. That's it. That's all I do. I just work, and that's it right now. I write, and finding new friends and new, I've only been here for a few months. So right now it's just, finding my peoples. That's my goal. That's it. It's just coming out here, what I came out here to do. This month is definitely it's mic time. Whether I have a couple of new sets that I want to do, and my goal by the end, by next March, since it'd be a year, is to do a 20-minute set. So that's all I'm up to, is making shit happen.
Awesome.
Living my life. That's it.
And hopefully we'll get you to be a part of the live stream comedy event that we are doing at the end of the month with drinks, jokes, and storytelling. So please make sure you follow them on Twitch. They are also on Facebook and YouTube, so please follow them everywhere. Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. We are the Hi, I'm Jason podcast. You can follow us on Twitch at HIJ Podcast. Also, as is scrolling below, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube. And if you'd like to tip the podcast, you can do so by going over to Venmo and dropping a donation there. And ladies, thank you so much for joining us and spending a little time.
Wait a minute. Hold up 1 second before I thank these ladies for joining us. Justin, you didn't show off your gift.
Okay, here it is. No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jason, we've known each other so long. You can call me Justin. So as I drop my instruments here, so I have I think I just put it out of tune. Give me a moment. I did. Okay, so I'm going to lower my mic a little bit, but I'm trained as a classical singer, but I sing in a bunch of different styles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sing a Neapolitan song for you really quick, one that I'm sure you'll all know. That is an ice cream, and this song is that tasty. Anyway, so this is a Neapolitan song, but I'm going to start off by doing it in kind of a jazz style. Then I'm going to switch over to a rock and roll style, and then I'm going to end it out in a classical style. Here we go. Che bella cosa, l'aria nata sole, cosa serena, dopo una tempesta. Per l'aria fresca, parteggia una festa. Che bella cosa, l'aria nata sole. Oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te. Oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te. Sta in fronte a te.
That was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Good.
You guys have your own Caruso.
Oh, thank you so much. And again, this was so much fun. And thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you for letting us share our stories and visiting us back in our little green room.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I really appreciate this. Jason, I will see you sooner than later.
Are you in
Bonnie,
tomorrow?
I am going to follow your stuff. Some of your stuff looked really interesting. I just didn't get to dive into it before the show. Yes, Jason, to your answer. And Justin, thank you so much for the song. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks. I'll see you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Love you
Nice to
guys.
meet you, Laura.
All right, bye guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care.